Hey guys, Keaton here from TechSmart, and today we'll be comparing the two hottest devices in the Android space right now, which are the Samsung Galaxy S5 and the all-new HTC One, also known as the M8. Before we begin this comparison, if you guys would like to win the all-new HTC One or a brand new Samsung Galaxy S5, go ahead and drop a comment down below, and while you're at it, hit the thumbs up button if you guys want more giveaways like this. I'll be announcing the winners on Twitter, so go ahead and check the description below for the full details. So without further ado, let's go and hop on into this big Android comparison. Starting off with hardware and specifications, the Galaxy S5 features a plastic design with a semi-perforated backing, which is meant to give it a more premium feel. The all-new HTC One has an aluminum enclosure, which makes the phone feel premium. Both phones feel great, and they're definitely a step up from their predecessors. In terms of hardware on the Galaxy S5, it features a 5.1-inch 1080p Super AMOLED display with a pixels per inch count of 432. At the lower third of the device, we have our capacitive buttons and physical home button, which also acts as a fingerprint scanner. At the top, there's a speaker and 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera, which is perfect for selfies or Skype. And on both sides of the device, we have our volume rockers and sleep-wake button. At the top of the phone, there's a 3.5mm headphone jack and IR blaster. At the bottom, there's a microphone and a flap which covers the USB 3.0 charging port. Flipping it to the back is where more goodies lie. At the top, there's a 16 megapixel camera with 4K video recording capabilities, an LED flash, and a pulse/heart rate monitor, and a speaker. The Galaxy S5 is IP67 certified, which means it's completely dustproof and waterproof up to 1 meter and for 30 minutes. As for the all-new HTC One, it has a 5-inch 1080p Full HD display with a pixels per inch count of 441. At the top, there's a 5 megapixel front-facing camera and the top speaker, and towards the bottom of the phone, there's the bottom speaker. At the left of the device, there's volume rockers and a SIM card slot, and towards the right is a microSD card slot for expandable storage. At the top, there's an IR blaster and sleep-wake switch, and towards the bottom, there's a 3.5mm headphone jack and micro USB charging port. Moving to the back of the phone is where the majority of the features lie. At the top, we have the duo camera feature. Also, we have the 4 ultra-pixel camera and a dual LED flash. To finish out the remaining specifications, the all-new HTC One is a quad-core 2.3 GHz Snapdragon 801 chip, 2 GB of RAM, HTC Boom Sound, Android 4.4.2 with HTC Sense 6, the Adreno 330 GPU, 2600 mAh battery, NFC, LTE, and a micro SD card slot for expandable storage. As the Galaxy S5 features a quad-core Snapdragon 801 processor clocked in at 2.5 GHz, 2 GB of RAM, the Adreno 330 GPU, LTE, Android 4.4.2 with TouchWiz, a 2800 mAh battery, and a microSD card slot for expandable storage. Nonetheless, build quality is great on both phones, and whichever choice you choose, you won't be disappointed. For software, both phones feature Android 4.4.2 KitKat with their respective skins. Starting off with the HTC M8, it features Android 4.4.2 KitKat with HTC Sense 6. It features BlinkFeed 2.0 and is very snappy. It's not like we haven't seen BlinkFeed before, as it was shown on the original HTC One, but it appears to be a lot faster this year. In terms of appearance, the software looks a lot flatter, and this is really what I like about the user interface. It appears more seamless and just performs well. It works better and offers more features than ever before. HTC's OA is also stellar because it allows you to share with others what you see and what you can capture with the duo camera feature. Gestures like double tapping on the home screen while the phone is sleeping will wake it up, and swiping from the left will go ahead and launch BlinkFeed. The gestures are not new concepts, but add a nice touch to the M8. Moving over to the Galaxy S5, Android 4.4.2 is embodied throughout. It's nothing new, but Samsung's TouchWiz skin adds some new features to it. Some of my favorite integrations besides the different camera modes and the customizability is the new design. The settings menu is revamped. Instead of a list that we've seen before, it's circular icons. Ultra power saving mode rocks too, because in a tight spot, battery life can be dramatically conserved. Android offers a different experience, but the customizability is what sells most and what has converted me to this platform. In terms of display, both look superb on each respective device. The Galaxy S5's 5.1-inch 1080p Super AMOLED display looks great. The 432 ppi really goes to show how many pixels are compacted into a display. 5 to 5.1 inches is the perfect medium for me and is far from a phablet. Content looked fantastic and color accuracy is spot on. One thing I love about the display is the size, because taking pictures with it yields a big viewfinder, and that's something that I really did enjoy about the phone. On a similar tangent, the all-new HTC One's 5-inch 1080p panel looks great as well. This is definitely a step up from the HTC M7, but overall both displays look fantastic on each device. As for the camera, I thought both could take sufficient shots, but one appears to be the clear winner. The all-new HTC One's front-facing camera is great. It's a 5 megapixel shooter that executes well with the selfie mode found on the phone. It's perfect for Skype or Snapchat, and detail is pretty spot on. As for the rear camera, the 4 ultra-pixel camera and dual LED flash do not lack. The photos taken are not detail immersed or blow the phone away, but they are definitely passable. Low light performance is better, and the dual camera feature is definitely a big differentiating factor. While many claim the refocusing feature isn't necessarily spot on every time, they are not far from the truth. Throughout my testing, I took 5 photos and refocused them after the shot to bring different objects in focus, and the refocusing worked every time and looked pretty good from my perspective. As for the Samsung Galaxy S5, the camera also works well. The 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera isn't as good as HTC's front-facing camera, but is passable for any type of shot taken. As for the rear 16 megapixel camera, I'd say it's better than the HTC M8's. Detail is there and the images are a lot more crisp. Low light performance is a step up from the Galaxy S4, but the HTC M8 does have better low light performance. The 4K video capabilities do appear choppy on the Galaxy S5, and this is because it does not feature optical image stabilization. While it's a nice feature to have, the next iteration from Samsung should make this feature come alive. The video on the M8 also looks nice as well, but it really appeared muddy after playback. The software on the S5 is great as it enables the user to get creative with the different modes, such as Beauty Shot and HDR. While it's fun to change filters, the quality was really stunning. The HTC M8 software with Sense 6 is great as well. I really enjoyed HTC Zoe, and the different modes like Pan 360 are worth sharing on social networks. At the end of the day, it's simple. While the all-new HTC One's camera is better than the original HTC One, it's not going to sell the phone. Photos are not as crisp as the Galaxy S5's, and often when taking pictures on the phone, it looked a lot better before hitting the shutter button. Needless to say, the clear winner here is Samsung, but after seeing HTC's camera, hopefully it can be improved on some of the lacking attributes that might sell a customer that is looking for a camera-heavy device. As for benchmarks, we'll be testing out more than usual with Geekbench, Quadrant, AnTuTu, and GFX Bench to get a well-rounded score on both of the spec giants. After each of the benchmarks has run its course, these are the scores that we received. For battery life, the all-new HTC One features the 2600 mAh battery, while the Samsung Galaxy S5 features a 2800 mAh battery. Throughout my test for each phone for 1 week, the routine consisted of tweeting, checking and responding to emails, and just watching YouTube videos. On average, I received around 7 to 8 hours on the all-new HTC One, and some days battery life even spiked up to 10 hours, while others hit 6.5 hours. It all depended on performance. As for the Samsung Galaxy S5, the average battery life was around 8 to 9 hours, with some days even getting up to 10 hours. Ultra power saving mode is among one of my favorite features, as it converts the display into a black and white panel, allowing you to stretch the battery life drastically. In the end, the battery held me out for a day's worth of use, but obviously it will deplete quicker the more the phone is used. Moving to my favorite part of the video, it's the new features. Now the Galaxy S5 is loaded with these. The IP67 certification is a great feature, and having a great smartphone that can become that much durable is truly fantastic. It's that extra sense of security that I personally look for in the phone, and now that the Galaxy S5 has it, it's definitely a big selling point. Up next is the software, and this really comes within TouchWiz. Ultra power saving mode is fantastic, and it truly is astonishing to see how much extra battery life can be conserved if you ever are in a tight scenario. Next time you encounter 3% battery and need to finish up that tweet or text message, it can be done, and more. So staying with software here, it's S-Health. So naturally, fitness hasn't been a feature manufacturers could focus on because third-party applications could go ahead and do this. And buying a separate accessory is typically needed for high accuracy. The wait is over and it's truly a stunner. S-Health is phenomenal on the S5, and I actually use this daily now because it is that accurate. In S-Health, you can add what type of food you consume for the day, and the pedometer portion works extremely well too. The heart rate sensor in the back is great for tracking your pulse, and it's most definitely a quirk. It's extremely beneficial if you want to go and get your heart rate up to a certain number, and it's a feature that I can most definitely get used to. Finally, the fingerprinted home button is a nice touch, and the responsiveness is as good as the Apple iPhone 5s's fingerprinted home button, and the added benefits of logging into PayPal with just a swipe is quite nice. As for the all-new HTC One, also known as the M8, it improves on everything the M7 did and more. While it does feature fitness applications with integration in Fitbit, I feel that the S-Health on the Samsung Galaxy S5s is a lot better. The screen is bigger on the M8 and the cameras are better. Some might view the cameras as a big selling point, but I think the biggest thing here is the dual camera feature and the 5 megapixel front facing camera. HTC Sense 6 is fantastic, and BlinkFeed 2.0 expands in the same attributes we all know and love on the original HTC One. On top of that, the build quality is better with the rounded edges and aluminum appeal, and boom sound sounds even better on the all-new HTC One, and although it's a feature that does use battery life, it's most definitely worth it. Watching YouTube videos or a movie has never sounded better. Battery life is new great, and the new dot view case is also a quirky accessory that I enjoyed. Overall, both phones have their specialties, so it really comes down to you the consumer and what you value most. In the end, each phone suits a different type of consumer. The Samsung Galaxy S5 is ideal for the consumer who wants a phone that is evolving with fitness integration such as Health and that flies off the charts. Other features include the fingerprinted home button and the new TouchWiz modifications that add to the list as well. Plus, having a Samsung device means wearable support such as the Gear 2, Gear 2 Neo, and Gear Fit. Pricing starts at just $199 for the 16GB variant and is available in charcoal black, shimmering white, electric blue, and in copper gold. The phone will be available on April 11th on global carriers. As for the all-new HTC One or M8, I'd advise the smartphone who wants a gorgeous looking user interface, accessories that allow the phone to be fully customized, and fantastic build quality. The speakers are definitely a selling point here as they sound impeccable and are like none other. If you can get over the camera hurdle of not being able to take pictures as well as the Samsung Galaxy S5, then this phone is for you. Pricing starts at just $199 to $249 depending on your carrier for the 32GB model and is featured in metal gray, glacial silver, and amber gold. A black variant will be on its way very soon, so I'll keep you guys updated on that. The all-new HTC One is available worldwide on multiple carriers. At the end of the day, both phones are great, but personal preference reigns the most important decision here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video regarding the Samsung Galaxy S5 versus the all-new HTC One, also known as the M8. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to show the like button down below a little love and drop a comment down below letting me know which device you'd personally like to win. Finally, go ahead and subscribe to the channel to be notified when a brand new video comes out or a brand new giveaway. Thank you guys once again, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye-bye.